This is the Final Lap Weekly.
TFLW is on. You have found the place where we talk about all things NASCAR. My name is Kerry Murphey. I'm a longtime NASCAR media member and syndicated radio host of all things The Final Lap.
Boom.
Toby Christie, founder and editor-in-chief at TobyChristie.com. This segment right here, say hi to the YouTube folks. Yeah, we're doing YouTube again. I can't believe it. It's weird.
It's a big deal, but it's not as big of a deal as the fact that I'm talking with the founder of the Final Lap. I mean, this is big.
You brought that to my attention at the top of the show, and I hadn't realized that. I'm probably since 2004 when I started the whole thing that I indeed did found, yes, the Final Lap. So
you did.
There you have it.
For earlier in the show as well, we talked about my graying beard. So since this is the time, I'll pull it above my microphone.
Oh my gosh, you are old.
Look at
so
that.
old.
I'm getting to be Kerry age here. This is bad.
No kidding. Well, that's why I shave everything. Nice and smooth.
Yeah. You're aerodynamic, I'll give you that.
So if you're joining us on YouTube for the first time, or if you joined us last week and you hit subscribe and like, follow, subscribe, and mash that bell. Say right?
Ding, ding, I think. I don't know.
Oh, and I think you're supposed to say, hey, what's up, everybody?
K. Murph and T. Christie here.
Every YouTuber starts that way. At any rate, I don't know, but we're just trying to fit in here, all right? Trying to fit in.
Well, we should try to stand out.
Well, I mean, the gray beard is going to do it.
That's true. That's a good point. There's not many of those going around.
No. And you're supposed to be the young one on the show.
I know. That's when you know that you're getting old, is when I'm getting old.
I don't have a gray hair on my head.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
So that's
you should
your
get
problem.
that lasered off. Like, just get it removed. Laser.
That would be cool. Actually, in the winter, even a little stubble, for some reason, keeps my head warmer than not. I've only shaved my head totally, all the way down, once, and it was a bizarre feeling.
Interesting.
You could tell this is an off week, because we're talking about hair.
We're talking about whatever.
Exactly.
Just trying to make something happen here.
Yeah, we're heading into an off week, which is bizarre, because we have been just going full throttle since the start of the season. All of a sudden, nothing.
Totally off, too. There's not one series in action in NASCAR, so this is crazy.
Totally. Well, let's get we had Bristol on the dirt last weekend, so let's talk or hear from the drivers about their thoughts. This was after first practice. We got a couple of drivers and getting their thoughts like right after they hopped out of the race car, which is the best when they're all amped up and excited and stuff like that. So we had a weekend of mostly rain, but they did have a practice, and Ryan Blaney gives us his initial thoughts on racing on the dirt. And you YouTubers aren't getting this. Sorry about that. You'll have to listen to the podcast now. That's how this works.
They're gonna be like,
you're seeing the inside stuff on how we do the show. We don't actually listen to the driver clips. We put those in later.
We kind of just guess on what they're going to say sometimes.
A lot. You might notice that. Yeah, sometimes we have no idea what they're going to say, and other times we do a perfect lead in, and it sounds like they are right there in the studio with us. All right, Toby, you got the next one.
Oh, okay, cool. Where are we at here?
Second, Ryan Blaney.
Second, Ryan Blaney. I don't see Ryan Blaney.
And he.
There he is. I see him now. There we go. See, this is excellent. This is stuff you don't get when you listen with all the editing and stuff. So, Ryan Blaney, we're going to continue here with what? That is not right. Okay, here we go. I've got it for real this time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ryan Blaney is going to talk about the rain situation that they faced over the weekend.
And we continue with Denny Hamlin's thoughts on racing on Bristol dirt.
That's cool and all, but the question on everybody's mind, what was Denny's impression of running the high line?
Okay, so that clip is interesting because that was before the final lap of the race or the closing laps of the race. He didn't like the high line, but yet he tried it to try to win the race.
What a stupid move. That makes it even more stupid. He flat out said, I don't like it. I'm not going to do it. And he did it.
Yep.
And that's after it didn't work once before that.
Right. Was he trying to fake everybody out with that clip or what?
I just don't understand. We should play that back to him.
Sure. I
wanted
chaos.
Top
5 though. Come on.
Well, yeah, top 5 is great and all, And sure, he's got the point lead, but that doesn't matter anymore. It's all about wins these days, man. So, man, put the fender to the guy, put the bumper to him, do what you got to do, get around him, put on a show for everybody. That's what we want to see.
Fire, though, this year, you got to admit.
I mean, he's on fire, I guess, except for he doesn't visit Victory Lane.
Well, yeah, there's that.
Kind of an important, crucial part of it.
Yeah, I guess if you are a Hamlin fan, you would like to see him in Victory Lane.
Yeah, I mean, he's done it, like 40-something times before and had 7 wins last year or something, but none yet this year.
Kind of weird.
There's 7 other guys who have.
I can't wait. We talked about this. We touched on it in the first segment about the potential for drivers that aren't dirt track aces all of a sudden, because there's officially a one cup race on the schedule because they announced it for next year. You got to figure they're going to be dabbling a little bit.
Oh, definitely. The other interesting thing now, too, this does open up things where if you have a driver who has an injury or something like that next year going into this race, there's a chance you could get a dirt specialist in a really good car at this event. You don't wish injury on anybody, but that's something interesting to think about as well. Because while, sure, Larson and Bell didn't do as good as we expected, but they were running very well. We did see, deeper in the pack, like we talked earlier today, there were some guys that elevated the equipment based on their skill on the dirt. So I really think that that's an avenue that if somebody is injured going into this race next season, that there's an opportunity for a guy like a Mike Marlar or somebody like that to step into a possible top-tier ride.
Now, in the past, we had road course ringers for the road courses, and that really didn't pan out. These guys just don't drive those cars enough. The Cup Series regulars usually did better. Do you think the same, or is this a different kind of ball of wax?
Well, I think it's the same kind of thing because typically when the road ringers came in, they weren't getting Jeff Gordon's car. They were getting mid-tier to back of the pack, and again, those teams are just hoping that guy can elevate them a little bit in the field, which is what happens. You put the guy who knows exactly what he's doing out there on that track, and he can get a few extra positions out of your, turd box on wheels. But, but when you've got, but when you've got, the equipment is just so vast, the difference in it from the guys that are running top 10 each week to the guys that are in the very back, no amount of experience is going to make up for that much. But, so I think in that aspect, the road ringers and the dirt ringers would be, about the same results unless you put one of them in a really good car. But, we have had some road ringers over the years that have had some decent success in Cup. Ron Fellows comes to mind, 25 or so starts, had a couple second place finishes. So there are some guys that, were pretty close to pulling it off, but just didn't quite get there. But if you were to get a dirt ringer in a really good car, I think they could win. All
right. We're going to say adios to the YouTube crowd. Thank you so much for listening or viewing. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and mash that bell, man. Mash the bell.
Woo! Yeah.
That bell with your fist, man.
Yes.
So, truly, we're trying this YouTube thing out. Hopefully it'll work out, and appreciate you guys coming along board. Next up, we're going to talk about the Truck Series. So if you want, go ahead and stop the YouTube video when we stop and head on over to the podcast and check out what else we have for you. So bye, YouTubers.
This is the Final Lap Weekly.